Hi everyone, it's RocksAlot here, and well, that just chipped off. Look at that. But got a quick live. I cut this live last week. This was all the pink rhodonite, and this was from the bigger piece. I don't know if it's working yet today, but we'll see. So yeah, this is pink rhodonite, bubblegum pink. So that was the big piece, and then we had the other bubblegum. And this piece I'm not going to quite cut yet, because it has little fractures in it, and I think I'm going to try and stabilize it first a little and see how that works. Never stabilized rhodonite before, don't know if it works, but we'll try that. So that's going to be for next week. For tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and do one of these big pieces, or one of the pieces from the big slab, which I have here, and yeah, probably going to do a free form. Hi everybody, I don't know if my chat's working today or not. If not, welcome. If it is, welcome. And yeah, we're going to go over to the machine, which is a Diamond Specific Genie, and cut one of these. I want to see how it polishes up. This does have a little bit of gemmy color to it, which is really neat. Yeah, we're going to take hopefully about 15 minutes or so, and we're going to go over to the machine and give this a cut. I don't see my chat running today, but that's okay. So let's head over to the machine. If you are not good at traveling, hold on a second. Go over here to the machine like that. There we go. Sorry about that. This is a Diamond Specific Genie. It's got 6 wheels to it, and we're just going to run some of this rhodonite through it. It does get a little noisy. I don't know which one to take here. I don't think I'm going to do any of the ovals today. I can probably take number 2, number 6, or number 8, and just freeform it, and I want to see how the polish pops up. So let's see how we do. Anyway, it's going to get a little noisy. Let's bring some more light over here. There you go, so we can actually see what we're doing. And I don't know how noisy it's going to be, but it's like yeah, it's pretty hard. So let's see. Here we go. Some beautiful pinks in there. I'm just going to run around, freeform it, and see what comes out the other side. Hi Beth, how are you? So my chat is working. Welcome. Just working on some of the rhodonite that I cut live last week. Unfortunately, I have not been on the machines all week this week, which doesn't help with my mental health. I need my mental health. I need to do some rocks. It helps me get out of work. I don't know how other people feel about that. Anyway, here we go. It's going to make some noise. That's pretty good. I'm just going to run around the edge, put like in a 7 to 11 degree girdle on it so it can be set easily, and put a little bit of a dome on it, and then we'll try polishing it. Then going to try polishing it with the Zam first. So here comes the noise again. guess that just decided which side I'm going with. Going to round out that corner so it's not perfectly square. Come down this edge real quick. Kind of did it wrong. So we're going to change this girdle real quick, and we're going to do this side instead. Just because it's already angled that way. Okay. Really, just these first two wheels are noisy. They take off the most material. And the black on these rocks is a manganese oxide. It turns black once it gets oxidized. And that's also what these little trees are down the bottom here, dendrites. It's also manganese oxide. So when people go rock hounding these stones, they actually see a lot of times just big black gray boulders, and you wouldn't actually see any of the pink that's on the inside. A little extra water over here. Fixing my mistake here. I'm going to take where I started and dome it off by mistake. So if you're new to my channel, I try to do a little bit of everything, but I have a lot of opal and a lot of turquoise that I do. I've bought quite a few slabs along the way, and that's what we're doing tonight. Pink Rhodonite. Try to put out a live once a week, and maybe one or two videos, maybe one video, 2 videos a week, and a couple of shorts. The shorts I put out aren't necessarily rock related. Thinking about doing a separate channel because I do a lot of antiques and collectibles as well. Hi Jenny, hi Willow. Hope you had a decent week. It's hard to go back to work after a 4th of July weekend. At least it was for me. So what I'm doing, and some people do this differently, I'm going just below the center point of my wheel, but I'm using the top of my stone sticking up, and that way when I go just below, it gives me just a slight angle. The bottom comes out a little bit further, and it gives me enough girdle on there that somebody can set it really easily if they'd like to. happy with the shape. I might bring that down just a tad more. And then I'm going to start a slight dome, and then we'll move on to the other wheel. Okay, that's pretty good. I like the shape. This will probably come down a little bit more even. And I'm going to start taking off. So I start with a 45 all the way around the edge. You can see I have a slight angle going down the edge of the girdle all the way around. And then once I get onto the next wheel, I'll take a little bit of that bottom edge off so it doesn't crack. So I'm going to go about 45 degrees all the way around. I'm bringing it down to about 4 millimeters on the edge. Watch how hard I push here. So you can see it at a 45 and leaving about 4 millimeters. The total stone is probably 6. Tell you the truth, I've only been on here, what, 10 minutes? Yeah, 12 minutes. I feel better already. It's been a long couple of weeks for everybody. Please excuse me, I'm still getting used to the, hey Steve. How you doing tonight? Glad you could pop in. Still getting used to the chat and talking to my phone and the birds out here. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. That would be great. I may or may not be able to answer them. Okay, so we started to get that going on the top there. Got about 45 all the way around. I just need to check my height of my girdle, and that needs to be more even than it is. Let's go back in. Get nice and even. That's not bad. And it will get better as we move on to the other wheel. Alright, I'm almost off of this wheel because it's pretty noisy. This is a 80 grit diamond wheel, so it's diamond on metal, and you put stone on top of that, and it gets pretty noisy. Okay, let's move over to the next one. Excuse me. Hi Aquarius, how you doing today? Appreciate being in. So you got a little crown, that's very much appreciated, so I appreciate you being one of the top fans. Although the rest of the people that are in here are pretty much top fans too, and I really thank you all. So if you haven't heard, this is a pink bubblegum rhodonite. I did do a live last week where I cut it outside, and I'm just doing a test piece to see how it shapes, how hard it is, and see if we can get a good polish on it. I assume you're a water sign. I happen to be a water sign. Which, I miss the water. I need to go to the beach or the pool or something. It's pretty hot out here. Okay. So now I'm going to take it down. I was doing 45. I'm going to slowly bring it over to like a 30. And then you'll start seeing me doing a lot of the same movement to get that dome as even as I can. Not done this material in a long time. I gotta check, see how quick it's coming off. See if we're getting any chips, which we're not. So actually what I'm gonna go ahead and do now as well is I'm gonna go around this bottom edge. Hey Mr. Chubby, how are you doing today? Everything's pretty good. Now that I'm on the machine, it makes a hell of a difference. Totally changes my mood. And so now I'm just going to go around this really sharp edge and just trim it down really lightly so that it doesn't chip out on the other wheel too. Also, what that does, it helps when somebody's trying to set it. So if they're going to set it into silver with a bezel side, some of that solder can get stuck in those right angles of the bezel. And then if it's really sharp and you're putting that in, it gets caught on those and you can't get your stone quite even. Now, I only tell you that from learning from others. That's not from a lot of my own silversmithing experience. That's something we're working on. And this is smoother than what this grid is on here on the back, so I'm not even going to mess with it. We'll do that on the other wheels. Alright, I'm going to start trying to dome this top off. Hopefully if I do it right, excuse me, we'll start to see that number 8 disappear. That's if I do it right. It's pretty nice. I actually just got given another commission from one of the local jewelers. He has a client that had an oval, I guess it was a piece of, I'm not sure, like lapis, with 2 little blue sapphires next to it. And his client wanted to change it to it's like a really dark turquoise, but I'm not sure it's even a real turquoise. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. Videotape that while I'm doing it, because I'm afraid it's going to crack and break. I did go ahead and already take pictures of it just in case it does. But for being what I call a novice, because I feel like a novice, even though I've been doing it, I guess 3 years, maybe over 3 years, and it gives me a little confidence that, you know, a professional jeweler would give me his stones to cut to his clients. And a few friends from the community, you know, if you ever get a chance to watch, go to Femme Mécanique. She does a lot of jewelry. Been doing a lot of Gaspiite and Canadian stones. There's also Benby Studios, who's not been on long and could use some subscribers. I think she's got about the same amount of subscribers as I do, but she does some phenomenal work. And what I like about hers is that she likes to upcycle, is what I like to call it. So she takes old pieces of jewelry and maybe turns some clip-on earrings into some post earrings, and yeah, she re-accessorizes some of the jewelry, so it's pretty neat. Well, luckily, this stone is soft enough that I don't have to do too much wiggle waggle on these hard wheels. If you get on the edges of these hard wheels, it can gust. It just cut right into it, and you're almost like you're starting from the beginning. There's also Miss Sandy, just Sandy, who hasn't been putting out too much content right now, but she has so much already uploaded that if you really want to learn some great things about some native smithing, she's a great place to go to take a peek. So yeah, just Sandy. Alright, that's looking pretty nice. We're going to move over to this one. Over here. Then we're going to take the big jump to the other 3 wheels. So, much quieter. A little more peaceful. Same thing, go around the edge, make sure it's polished up. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you would. It doesn't cost anything. Just boosts me a little bit. Although I'd be doing this anyway, so I'm happy to share it with everybody. Sorry I don't have some ethereal music in the background. I could sing, but I think everybody would leave. I don't even know what I would sing. Oh, the ice cream man's coming. Watch out. I might have to leave. I don't know if you heard that in the background. That's just the ice cream lady, I should say. Just a little bit of the wiggle waggle. Take a little bit of the flatness out. Looking good. I'm enjoying doing the lives a little. It means when I upload, it just comes out the way it came out, good, bad, or ugly. And I don't know, it turns everybody in a little bit more, which I like. This is starting to look really good. We take, let's see, that pink, hot pink. Excuse me. Checking on the chat. Okay. I don't have my moderator today, so you can go ahead and write whatever you want. We just finished up late, well, a day late taco night, which was nice. See if we get a little bit of a done, still a little flat. But it's doing pretty good. I'm almost ready to go to the next wheel. I think I'm going to do a quick dry up and a peek to see if we have any huge cracks or scratches still left in it. I don't think it does. A little bit. So I don't know if you can see what's left there. So it's very quartzy, even though it's not quartz. Well, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Hey, you should, I just go out in the rain. Not really. My wife chucks me in the shower. I wish I could just go out in the rain. Anyway, thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you have a great weekend. So, pretty good. A little bit over the middle here that I want to get a little bit better. You can tell by my accent that I'm country, real country. No, I'm not country. Live in the country. I've had a motorcycle and the ice cream lady. Quite a combination. Yeah, I think that's good. So we're going to move over to the other wheel. Oh, my wife's going to kill me. I got my good shirt on too. So I'm going to take the light over here. Let's see how this goes. Indeed. Scary. We're going to try and do a move. Excuse me. Over here. Hopefully that's going to slide in. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Chair a little. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. Let's get the geysers. So Diamond Pacific. They use geysers. There's a air pump over there, and these spit up water. Well, they spit up air, which sucks the water up and throws the water onto the wheels. And what that does is keep everything wet, and it stops you from getting silicosis, which can be a real problem when it comes to working with stones. It's sort of same as people that work on the concrete with construction in the streets. So yeah, next time you're out there and you see the guys working on the sidewalk and stuff, appreciate what they do. Yeah, it's hot out there and they're putting concrete and actually probably risking their health so that we can walk down the side of the road. Never really thought about it that way. Now I'm going to do the back a little. Thank you to those that are in there just watching. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. If not, that's okay too. I like going to channels and just watching what they're doing. Seems every time I go live I want to go 30 minutes, which I'm at 30 minutes right now, and end up going a little bit further over. But these last 3 wheels shouldn't take too much. Going around that bottom edge. Sure. I like to do the back of my stones as well, not everybody does. Sometimes, unfortunately for me, if I see a crack or a little chip or something, I gotta go back and take it out. And I'm not usually one to worry about stuff like that. But when it comes to the stones, they do, so it's funny. Making sure that girdle's still there for setting. If you have only come in the last 5-10 minutes, this is some pink bubblegum rhodonite. Got some really good color. And That's with the flashlight behind it. Pretty neat. Sorry about that. Let's just finish this up, and I might just stop talking for a second. Get this stone finished nice. This is about as big of a stone as I like to do on these wheels. It's probably 3.5 inches. This is only 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 across. Looking really good. I usually like to do the wiggle waggle, which I've learned from, I guess probably from Dave, Lapidary Dave, which if you don't know Dave, go over to his channel too. He's always trying to get as many subscribers as I have. That is cool. I'm very supportive, so I appreciate everything he's done as far as the sales and everything he's done over the years. And he's reached out to me a couple of times to help me. Shout out to Don Dupuy, to Diamond Pacific. He's been selling a lot of his stones off lately, for the last 1.5 years maybe. And some fantastic deals. This one came from Dave Duncan, Mojave Dave. I'm sure he'll be doing another sale at some point, probably with Lapidary Dave. He has a great mix of old stock slabs as well. Okay, this is starting to come. I have to start checking for scratches. I don't need to go back. Looking pretty good. So that's at the 600. Maybe a little bit in there I want to do. But I think that's sort of this quartz line right here. Going to move on to the 1200. We're almost there. Okay. That's good. Around that girdle. So a lot of repetition when you get to these wheels. You're just going over the polishing that you've already done, or the pre-shaping that you've already done. Just getting into or want to get into doing lapidary, I suggest starting with a Dremel, or even using or making a flat lap of some kind, where you can just do a stone on the flat lap. And that's what I started with. Actually, I started with a jeweler's machine that had 2 wheels that were aluminum oxide wheels, and then a flat lap on the end of so you could shape the stone pretty evenly on the end. Let's go back. There you go. Okay. And that worked pretty well for me. I would say keep an eye out on Craigslist, and also any of the auction platforms. Sometimes on eBay, but then you're not really sure who you're going to get or what you're going to get. Facebook does pretty well with it, and I got a lot of stuff from estate sales. I've been fortunate to do that. I probably have too many little machines that I don't use because I have this. So yeah, Steve, flat lap's not, I mean, so you're not spending as much money unless you get a really good deal and you jump on it before everybody else. The thing about a flat lap, which you don't get with these round wheels, is that if I press on this right here and I push in, all I'm getting is that middle part of the stone, and you can end up getting a concave stone if you're not moving it around correctly. which actually makes it more difficult than a flat lap. Flat lap, you can put your stone on. Once you get your stone on, you can either dop it or even freehand it and do the wiggle waggle this way and that way, and it'll round out your dome, and it keeps it pretty even. So there are some advantages to flat laps. I don't think you have to go all out and go straight to like a, you know, $2,000 faceting machine, unless you plan on faceting in the future as well. I have not had the urge to facet. I like the freeform. I don't mind doing calibrated stones, but maybe I'm just afraid of faceting. But this is enough repetition for me to go 6 wheels. Doing 6 wheels on 144 different sides just isn't that appealing to me. But yeah, I mean, you got to find the tools that work for you. So what I did like about the initial jeweler's wheels that I used is that they were so worn, the aluminum oxide stone wheels, that they'd actually gone concave. And so when you would take stone, especially if you're trying to cab like an oval cab, you could literally put it in that groove and just bring it up and down, and it would shape the whole outside of the dome for you, which I kind of liked a lot. I miss it actually. Made things easy. And I've looked at getting other concave 6-inch metal wheels for this machine, but they really only do like 1 inch wide that I found. I haven't found like a good 1.5 inch wide, which is what I would like, so I could do some bigger stones on it. But I'm still looking. There's some good stuff, wheels that come out of like Lithuania and the Ukraine. So yeah, you just gotta look around. And obviously some things are a little more difficult in the Ukraine than they were. Okay, looking pretty good. I've got to remember where I've gone and where I haven't, and can do that real quick. So yeah, with these round wheels, you have to keep constantly moving it, otherwise you will get either flat spots or facet or concave or convex where you don't really want it. Now let me use all those big words. Let's do a quick dry check. A special pant leg to do the dry check. So now, actually, as we get in, you can actually see some of the crystallini formation that's in there. I don't know if it shows that well on the camera, but there's some down the bottom, and I don't see any major scratches, which is great. And we're going to move to the 3000. Finish that girdle right. Okay. A little extra water. Now, what do we do for this polish? That's my question. So what I might do, I have a little cerium on the end over here. We might try that first. But I'm afraid it's going to get in the cracks. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead straight to the Zam. I'm afraid if there's any sort of facets, I mean not facets, but cracks or fractures, that they would pick up the cerium too well, and I don't really want that. Thanks for sticking out for so long, the ones that have been here. And if you haven't been here, it's pink bubblegum rhodonite from Mojave Dave. Pretty. The little dendrites that you see there are magnesium oxide. Just turned black. Got a good girdle going all the way around. And we're almost done. Get that back. And I watch quite a lot of other lapidary guys and girls. And they do it a lot quicker than I do. Some of this takes time. What are we on? 44, so almost 45 minutes. Throw in having to cut it, already looking at an hour. An hour's work. Plus the cost of the stone, which actually wasn't too much in this case. What's my work worth? That's a good question. And then the cost of the material, the cost of the machine, a little bit of electricity. But the way I look at it, I'd be doing this anyway, even if I wasn't showing you guys. So, it takes a little bit of the price away. I think once I hit around 1,000 subscribers, I'll start selling some of my collection. I've sold a few pieces locally and done a few things with a local jeweler. And really I need to start silversmithing myself. So I'm going to double check this here really quick. It looks really good. Just the 3000 polish looks good. Then we're going to move back over to my little work area. Don't have my big Zam wheel going because I got the roofer coming tomorrow, and I had to move a few things around. Hopefully that'll be all successful. That's one of those life things of having a house. Water heaters, roofs, yards, foundations. But it's better than renting. And luckily I don't have an HOA. Alright, so in 1 second, I'll get set up again here. I'm going to move over. Take away the light. And we're going to do a little bit of a Zam over here on the little Dremel. So excuse me 1 second, if you hold on. Try and stop the, get that going. Then I'm going to try, it's not going to be easy. Wait, excuse me. It's upside down now, that's why. That's okay. Okay, sorry about that. Thanks for holding in. Hi, Linda. Well, I hope you had a good day. My wife had just been up to New Jersey not that long ago, and she has a friend who she's taken care of her autistic son for probably 12 years, and they just had to move up to Jersey, where his two sisters were. So she went up to visit. I guess it's probably 3 months ago now, and somewhere it's close to the coast, and it's a pretty small little town in New Jersey, but from what I understand, you can go from one neighborhood in New Jersey to another neighborhood pretty quickly. Um, I'll find out for you, Linda. I'll let you know. But what she did enjoy was she was able to go to the Met in New York and do the museum, which they did a lot of the Egyptian show and some of the other artists, and she just loved it. She loves museums. We have a great museum here. We have one of the best natural history museums in the Southeast, and they put on some great stuff. Okay, here we go. Lots of dinosaurs and butterflies. So, chance to take care of a lot of people. So what we're going to do here, let's see if this is... All right, that's working. That's good. I'm going to take some of this SAM. This is a chromium aluminum oxide, I believe. And it's a wax, which the chromium is the green. And yeah, the pre-top, it looks great. So we're just going to see if we can SAM that up a little bit. So I'm going to take this out of the place. No, we're going to go over there. Let's see if we can peek over here. There you go. So usually I do little bits of trim cutting over here, which is why I have the vacuum. This is so my stones don't get swallowed by the vacuum. And I also do that so that one day I'm going to empty the vacuum, going to make something out of all the little bits that did make it in there. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this wax on here. Normally I have a nice big wheel. So this is like a new Dremel wheel that's got little bits flying everywhere. Kind of fun. Also, I think this is the most I've spoken this week. All right, here we go. Let's try the back first, just to see if it doesn't mess it up. And that is looking pretty good. So, pretty good. So, just gonna do the rest of the back. Doesn't take much. This Dremel is going a lot faster than my other wheels would anyway. So, it goes pretty quick. Just gonna go around on the girdle. So yeah, Linda, one day maybe I'm gonna make New Jersey. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, Steve. So, wow. Okay, I haven't even got to the top, and it's getting just from the little edge that's coming around the sides while I'm doing this, making that top look fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna do a tiny bit more wax, not much, going very light. Do the back so any big pieces come off, and here we go. Let's do the top. So I'm glad I made the choice of doing this instead of the cerium. And you'll notice between different polishes, the cerium will get stuck into bugs and cracks and fractures, and this SAM can also do that. And then sometimes you have chemical reactions. So this is a chromium oxide instead of a cerium oxide, and so chemically some of the materials have different reactions, and you could put this on here and it could just go completely dull, which means you just have to go back to your wheels and decide on a different way to polish it. Some like to use diamond paste, and some, which I actually have the wheels but I never use them, can go from, this was a 3000, but I do have wheels that are an 8000, a 14,000, and a 50,000. I just haven't purchased that quick adapter that you can get from Diamond Specific, and maybe that'll be my Christmas present. Okay, I think we're good with this. Almost up to an hour, so thank you all for hanging out. And I'm going to turn that off. We're going to take a quick look. There we go. That is pretty smashing. Getting real close. You can see the little bit of a different polish. Excuse me. Don't mean to throw it in your face, but going from the pinks through the sort of quartzy vein. And then on the back side, let's see what happens if we turn this off. There you go. Shows the pink pretty beautiful. The pink, dendrites, bubblegum, rhodonite, and appreciate you all coming in. I will upload this so others can watch, and yeah, it's pretty neat. So that's the first piece. I have all kinds of different pieces to go. Sits on the black really, really nicely. So I might do that somehow. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for sticking it out. I really appreciate you coming in. And you're extremely kind and generous and have helped me with my channel, so I very much appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, thank you all. If you've never seen me before, appreciate you coming in. If you have, go ahead, thumbs up. If you'd like to go ahead and subscribe, it helps me. It helps my ego. That's really all about it. And I really enjoy showing this to you guys. So got some more stuff to come. I don't know whether I'm going to start showing some of my estate sale stuff. I pretty much go every weekend. So I don't know if I'm going to start a different channel to show that rather than messing with the algorithm with my lapidary stuff. So I love rocks, love stones, love estate sales. I've been doing it for quite a while. So maybe we'll do some of that. I got a painting I wanted to put up, and it's pretty neat, sort of 1970s. Anyway, enough chat. Thank you all for coming in. Really appreciate you. And have a great weekend. We will see you next time. And, you know, my motto is, you know, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Thank you. I see you, Linda. Thank you. That's a good idea. I think that's what we'll do. But yeah, thank you all. Have a great weekend. Bye now.